Okay, Jack and Pat from Pierce Brothers, welcome to Australian Musician.
Thank you very much
so much for having us.
You played 2 gigs here this year. You seem genuinely touched by the audience reaction this year.
Oh man, it was incredible. I think
So packed out
and passionate.
times.
Everyone, the first show when we walked on, the tent was full, and then I was like, wow, I can't get more full. And then by the end of the first song, it was
How much more full could it get? None more full.
yeah. And it was spilling over. And then today's show, I was like, well, it's the first up today in a much bigger tent. And we walked out, and it was fairly full. And then, of course, by the end, it was incredible. I just couldn't be happier. I was absolutely thrilled.
Yeah. Did you used to come here as punters?
No, I always wanted to.
Yeah, it was always kind of one of the big things for us to do. So, and we just never got there. And then
Well, we were always touring our own little shows and doing our own little things, and we had no money back then, so we couldn't afford it.
yeah.
So who you met backstage? Anyone that you wanted to
Just caught up with Cat Empire, who we've known for over a decade. So that was lovely to see some of those guys.
Ash Grunwald, who played after us, we caught up with
Kim
him. We're
Churchill.
old friends, and Kim Churchill, of course, who's playing tomorrow, but he jumped up.
Tones, we'll catch up with all the Tones' crew. So it's so good, this sort of thing, because once you've been sort of playing music long enough, and you like Hussey Hicks, there's a lot of the people that you see at Bluesfest. That it's like Big Sound.
Yeah.
It's this weekend where it's just everyone catching up with everyone else, because everyone's all got different touring schedules, so you don't get to see your friends.
A few years ago when Hosier was here, our keys player used to play with Hosier back in Ireland, and so Hosier walked in and he's like, oh, mate, how you going? And I was like, oh my god. It's great. Yeah.
What is your keys player's name?
Dara.
Dara.
Dara Manas.
How long has he
Darren.
No, Dara.
How long has he been with you?
We met him on the 2017 Tash Sultana tour.
It was 2018.
It might have been, yeah. He was the photographer on the tour, and we just became fast friends. And then one of the days we went out to a music shop and just kind of looking around, and he jumped on a keyboard, and we went, oh my goodness, he's so incredibly talented. And we were just such close friends, and then was it post-COVID, I think, maybe, we said, let's get together.
He'd moved down to Melbourne, and then we just started doing stuff then.
And we started jamming together. We said, mate, do you want to jump in? And he was only jumping in for a few songs because it just filled it out. And then he's more and more, and now it's just an integral part of the set, because Pat and I obviously produce a lot of sound, but that adds this whole other
musical clearness.
Oh my goodness me. He brings in such an element of talent, but in a different way that accompanies it rather than overrides it, and can blend in with our terrible.
Really nicely.
Yeah, can blend in with our terrible timing, because when we've played with a band in the past, they'd be like, the two of us have to lock into you guys who go
and we'll also so our tempo's all over the place, but also like every now and then we'll chuck in a bar of 5 or a bar of 3, and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on there?
And the band, when we did a band tour, they said the funny thing is that but the two of us are so in sync that we do all these tempo changes together, and like all together.
Yeah.
And like, so we had to.
So Dara fits into that really well.
He's amazing.
This is pretty much the end of the Night Tree EP anniversary tour.
Yes.
Well.
We're announcing some new dates on Wednesday, because we couldn't announce it because of Bluesfest, of course.
Oh, okay.
So we finally, after everyone's been asking us, we're going to be doing the Queensland
Southeast
League,
Queensland,
Southeast Queensland League.
So what have been some of the highlights of the tour this year?
Well, the Corner Hotel was something else. I mean, Adelaide. We drove to Adelaide because it was gather round and we didn't realise, and all the flights were way too expensive. And so we drove there, and they just blew the roof off. They were fantastic.
But it was all like the whole thing's just been fantastic.
Yeah.
Torquay was great.
Torquay is always a good time.
Bunch of sellouts on this tour. So we'd just come off the James Blunt tour, so we were sort of following that up, and a bunch of shows sold out. So
and it's good to play some old songs as well.
Yeah. So the 10th anniversary of the Night Tree EP. What are your memories of making that, and what were the goals and dreams at that point?
I remember I had just gotten back from. I'd just finished a film degree, and I'd gone over to France to film this TV show, and I'd just gotten back from that, and they'd
As
offered
an assistant photography or something?
No, I was second
camera, yeah.
And they'd offered me director of photography on this like cooking show or something, and it was this unheard of to get this sort of job straight out of uni.
And I just finished an internship for an ad agency, a really great one, and then they called me up and offered me a job in the same week. Yeah, and we're in the studio.
And that was when we were doing, and it was so as It's My Fault, which is the song that kind of blew up. As that was getting mixed, we went and sat on the stairs in the studio and sort of had this conversation about what we actually want to do with our lives. And these are sort of, you don't get these jobs straight out of uni.
Pat goes, I mean, can I just say something? It seems like getting a job's easy. Should we just keep doing this?
And
I was like, yep.
Jack's like, yeah, let's just do this. And that was it. So he said no to those and just chose this path, and here we are. It was a real crossroads sort of thing. It was
real
amazing.
lucky thing, man.
Yeah.
That could have been a terrible choice.
We could have been rich now.
The gear that you're using then compared to now, have you purchased much along the way?
We
Yes,
we
we
had
have.
something else every 6 months, and it's stupid to fly with. We've always played Maton guitars, so that's.
But I have just gotten my dream guitar last week, just for the studio. Is a Gibson J45. I've always wanted one.
But our 335, love it. That stayed the
The
same.
Gibson 335 has always been beautiful. We snapped that neck a few times because they're prone to do that, which is unfortunate. But that's I just love that guitar so much. The mandolin, for example, was something that we added in for a song that we wrote, and we said this. I think this needs a mandolin, so we went and bought a mandolin. And I can't play mandolin.
No, you can play that one song. And so we just recently bought a banjo last week, and Jack's like, can you play banjo? And I'm like, can you play mandolin?
Yeah. All we needed is to be able to figure out one song. And then when you're in the studio,
and I just need to learn one part. And that's it. And everyone's like, wow, he plays trumpet. Nope. Just one note at some point in the set and put it down.
Sounds like you need more cowbell.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
The new album, what can you tell us about that? When's it coming out?
The new album's coming out hopefully.
We've really got to get to work.
No, I think November is when we've set ourselves a deadline for it to be out. So we've got a couple of singles down already, a couple that are ready to go into the studio, and then it's just kind of getting time into the studio and building it all up. And the great thing is that I built a studio out at my place out in Cockatoo, so we've been able to do it all there. It's a really quick drive home for me because I just walk inside. These guys, it's an hour away, unfortunately, but yeah, we're going to be getting straight into it, and then November is what we have to hit, so we are going to hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overseas plans?
Yes.
Yeah, January.
Unannounced yet.
January, it looks like.
Yeah, it's looking like January, end of January into mid-Feb next year.
Yeah. I was about to say that Monday in August is the final gig of the tour, but as you said, there's more to go.
There's a couple more that we've added in, but this is the end of every single weekend since the start of the year.
So we get a
right
couple weeks
now,
off.
today, after this interview. Oh yeah! I'll wait.
So what are you guys most proud of in your career?
I think moments like this, I'm fairly proud. I even took a moment just to look at it and then looked at the guys and said, I mean, it came off kind of for laughs, but I really am proud of us for pulling off a main
pretty
stage
insane.
like that.
Well, I was saying, humans can creatures of habit.
No, I've got it. Play school.
Oh yeah.
We did play school once. That's
yeah.
the greatest achievement of my life, bar none. We'll never.
I think I've ever said yes quicker.
We will never reach those heights again.
Play school.
Well, guys, it's been great to see you perform at Bluesfest and doing so well, and thanks for joining us.
Greg,
Thanks
thank
so
you
much for having us.